What's going on YouTube? How you doing? So this video gonna be about Donald Fagen, his favorite artists and albums. If you're a big fan of Steely Dan, which I am, you know that jazz played a huge part in the musicality of Donald Fagen and the late Walter Becker. And you know that so many different artistries that of old school that they loved. But Donald Fagen made no secrets about it. The only thing that he didn't mention, surprisingly, is he didn't give an obvious nod to Ray Charles because that's all over a lot of what he does. He's got the brother Ray Stride. Maybe he just didn't feel like saying it, but it's pretty obvious that Ray Charles was definitely influencing him. But the artist that he did mention that he said he still listens to the same jazz albums he did as a kid, Thelonius Monk, Miles Davis, Sonny Rollins, Charles Mingus, and he said he liked Gail Evans' arrangements. He said it was like a handful of people that he dug. The Monk thing is very interesting because, and ironically, it's funny when he mentions Monk and Miles, because Miles Davis wasn't feeling Monk's playing. Miles thought he was skipping notes. He thought he couldn't play. He made a mockery of him. But Monk was very distinctive as a musician. I mean, once you listen to it, it sounded like he was playing just hitting keys, but they really worked. He had a distinctive tonage to his chord progressions. So it was far from just somebody just banging keys. Monk was very distinctive, very artsy with it. The Miles Davis thing, I can see that. Certain things about Steely Dan, I can see attributed the kind of musicianship, the meticulousness of pieces, the structural, and how they fit parts, and also the spacing. I've listened to like time parts. Those old records that Gary Katz produced with them, you could definitely hear the timing and the pacing. So I could definitely see that. Sonny Rollins had a very distinctive, very linear sound. Mingus on the bass was very linear, and Gail Evans was a very straightforward arranger. So I could see all that. There's not a surprise at all when I hear him, recite, and it's gonna be predominantly jazz cats because that's what he was going for. He had a certain groove that was his tone and his feel. So it wasn't exactly surprising that that's what he loaned himself to. And I think if it wasn't for jazz, he probably would say old school R&B. But it was like he was aware of things. But see, when they did their songs, they always had such tongue in cheek references that they did that they would mess with you, and you could be sitting there going like, "Man, these guys be, they be tripping. They do. They be kind of putting stuff out there, and you just kind of like, I don't know, I don't know." But anyway, I think it's a good representation. I think it's definitely something that I could, I can respect that. You can definitely hear the jazz influences, and it's been part of his music, part of his solo albums too. The Night Fly is one of my favorite albums, which came out in '82. That was his debut solo album. He's had others since, but that one still resonates with me, and that one still be hit. And you could definitely tell all of them where he was going musically and the directions and the tone and the sonic. So this one is cool. This is cool. And just to hear that those were his influences, not a surprise at all. Not a surprise at all. I always love to hear who artists would say motivates them, moves them. You can always learn something that you didn't know, and you can also hear how it grooves and what it comes down to. So this was definitely, you know, I followed them for a long time, and some of the complexities with their music and the versatility. No one really sounded like Steely Dan, produced, wrote like Steely Dan. So, it's only fitting that the styles and the layering stuff. Anyway, let me know what you think about Donald Fagen's favorite artists and music that he related to with the artistry. Mainly jazz artists and mainly from his childhood. Please hit like, subscribe, welcome thoughts, comments, and I do respond. Thank you. Wash your hands. Keep your mind clear. Watch out for another share. If you like it, hit that membership. Because when you do requests like this come true, stay safe, stay blessed, stay woke, stay free. I'm out. Peace.